7:30 ABC. Stay in the SEC for a second if we can.
Yeah.
Number 11, Tennessee, on the road this time at number 6, Alabama. This line is down. When I saw it initially on the document, it was 8.5. It's down to 7.5. So maybe a little bit of money coming in. Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee lost this game 15 straight times during the Saban era. Or I guess most of the Saban era. Between 2007 and 2021, 15 straight losses. Since then, they have won 2 of the last 3. That includes a 7-point win last year in Knoxville, Dan. 2 offenses that I think are going to be paramount in this conversation. 2 teams that are obvious rivals. Do you have a lean?
I love Alabama.
Love Alabama.
Okay.
How much do you love Alabama?
A good deal. Alabama, I think, should be feeling good about itself pulling out the win that they pulled out against Mizzou last week. We haven't used this phrase in a long time, LRO, the luck running out.
Yeah.
Tennessee with self-inflicted wounds, 10 penalties against Arkansas. If you watch that game, Arkansas kind of got whatever they wanted on the ground.
They did. They absolutely did.
And that gave me pause that Alabama's growing in that department, that Jam Miller seems to be growing each week. And if you add in a ground game to Alabama's repertoire, and it opens things up as Ty Simpson grows and his ability to spread the ball around grows.
That'd be scary. Now, Jam Miller was out with a concussion. I have not seen his updated status.
Okay.
We're only recording this on a Monday, so we'll have to give that one a little time to develop here over the course of the week. But it's a very fair point, having watched that Tennessee-Arkansas
we'll call it
game.
Alabama's ground game.
Yeah.
Has been growing. And then Tennessee on offense with self-inflicted wounds against Mississippi State the week before, that they were counting on defensive playmaking to stay in that game and win that game in overtime. And I'm not buying it right now. They barely get by Arkansas with a 3-0 turnover advantage. And I think Tennessee's good. I'm impressed with Joey Aguilar being thrust into this situation as quickly as he was. I just think going to Tuscaloosa and coming away with a win and even hanging around if Bama is now firing on more cylinders, considerably more cylinders than they were earlier on in the season, I just like Bama here. I think they have more ways to win, and Tennessee is they're not as crisp as I'd like them to be in this moment to go into Tuscaloosa and win. So I have Bama by a couple touchdowns here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going Tennessee outright.
Wow. Okay.
So
you can't argue to me that they've been playing in a crisp fashion, though.
No, I know.
10 penalties, barely winning with the 3 turnover. Like, it just, okay.
These are 2 offenses that have faced a ton of zone coverage, okay? And you've got 2 quarterbacks who I think are happy to sit back there and pick you apart.
Yeah.
Joey Aguilar, obviously not as pinpoint a passer thus far as we have seen from Ty Simpson, but he also had that reputation when he left App State. Most recently, when he left UCLA, we sort of knew that that's what Tennessee was signing up for. It's not really a surprise. I think I hate this matchup for Tennessee if it were just a throwing offense, but it's not.
Right.
And there is actually a lot of balance here. So the key for me is whether they can run. We talk about Alabama on the ground, but let's talk a little bit about Tennessee on the ground.
Please.
Sean Bishop, Star Thomas, that has been a really good tandem. They've been excellent. Bishop is over 7.5 yards a carry. If I'm Josh Heupel, I spread Alabama out. I run it down their throats. I force Alabama to bring some safety help up to aid in the ground game.
Okay.
And that's when presumably it could open things up through the air. So I think with that being said, being the fact that Tennessee isn't just a one-dimensional offense, and they actually are better and more physical on the ground than I think a lot of people would understand. This goes back a year, by the way, 2 years with how they've run this offense. I like the balance, and I like that part of Tennessee's game, especially going into this matchup. I don't know what the status is for Jam Miller, but he has been the guy that is growing most in this rushing attack for Alabama. And I obviously like Ty Simpson. We've been talking about Ty Simpson until we're blue in the face. I really like Alabama. I like how they have matured ever since week 1, right? It's clear that they have gotten better. It is clear that they are all kind of growing into this new system under Ryan Grubb. And it's clear that Ty Simpson is a better operator of the offense that Kalen DeBoer wants to run. So I don't want to take anything that Alabama has done and poo-poo it. I think they have done a really good job ever since that week 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something about this game that speaks to me, Dan.
Okay.
There is a big orange apparition that appeared above me as I lay in bed at night.
That's just a pumpkin, Ty. It's Halloween time.
I've got Tennessee 32-28 here as my upset special of the week.
So here,
it.
okay.
I'm feeling it. I saw it. It came to me in my sleep.
Okay. Not a road-tested team at all, other than that Mississippi State game, by the way, which they had to win in overtime in Starkville.
Yep.
Tough place to play.
Clang.
Both of these teams, by the way, in terms of your final score, I don't hate it because both of these teams have been pretty bad in the red zone defensively. So that's where Deshaun Bishop, Star Thomas, whoever might really earn their stripes. That if you can push Alabama a little bit in the red zone, the concern though is Mizzou thought the same thing, and Ahmad Hardy really did not make a huge difference.
This is very true.
Game.
This is a great point.
And so you can argue, yes, of course, what Ty said was that they're going to run to try and open up the pass. Bo Prabula not necessarily as pinpoint as the best of Joey Aguilar. That's fine. I'm okay with that counter. Again, I'll echo what I said earlier. It seems that if you're going to go to Alabama and beat them outright, you got to have your T's crossed and your lowercase J's dotted. And I'm not there with Tennessee.
32-28, upset of the week.
34-20.
Take it to the bank.
Okay.
Actually, don't take it to the bank because my predictions
Don't take it to the bank.
Go with Dan.
Well,
go with Dan.
Take the pick to the bank. Get out a roll of quarters. Put $3 worth of quarters on Tennessee to win outright, and just be happy and buy yourself a side of fries with your winnings.
By bank, I mean piggy bank where you put spare change.
Yeah.
Bet a few dimes on what I am saying here.
Or take it to Tim Banks. Is he not the defensive coordinator for Tennessee? Okay.
Tim Banks.
Continue.
Very good.
I apologize. That was terrible.
One final preview. At least on this episode, we've got more that we're going to get into. There's the Holy War this week. There are a bunch of other games this week that I was looking at before. Can I interest you in a little LSU Vandy, Georgia Tech Duke, UNLV Boise's a really big deal. Maybe we even talk about your Oregon Ducks traveling cross country as a 16.5-point favorite against Rutgers.
Man.
You want to fly in for that one, Dan? You excited about that one?
Man, if Rutgers didn't have what might be the worst defense in America, or at least in the Big Ten, no. Although I am, sidebar, looking to at some point go on a New Jersey pizza tour. I believe it to be America's best pizza state.
Really?
No, I think
Where would you go in Jersey?
Everywhere.
I mean, we've been to Ratza. Ratza's not a sponsor, could be.
Oh my God, I'd go. Ty.
Where else in
I'd
Jersey?
Well, I want to do Central Jersey, if there is such a thing as Central Jersey, like Trenton-style tomato pies. I want to go to Rosie's. I want to go to so many different places up and down New Jersey. So, yeah, I want to go outside of Philly. I've got a list, Ty. Was sent, friend of the show, our buddy Ben actually has, so it's friend of the friend of the friend, whatever. I actually received a Google document that has actively updating New Jersey pizza rankings. Not like a magazine piece, not a website, somebody's personal updating Google Doc power rankings.
All right. Well, anytime you want to fly over here, you can stay here and we can do the drive in Jersey. I'm like, right.
Well, I'm going to have to sell the misses on something else.
Okay.
Ty and I are going to volunteer at a bunch of middle schools.
Like a pet shelter or something. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go to pet shelters. We're going to clean up. Like, we're going to do something. And then we will just get in your car, get in the Mazda, and go to a bunch of pizzerias.